The city of NovaPrime, known as the epicenter of technology and human progress, stood imposingly in a dystopian horizon. With skyscrapers made of glass and metal piercing the clouds, their artificial lights reflected on the streets teeming with people sporting cybernetic implants, transformed into hybrid beings of flesh and metal. In this world, where over 80% of the population had embraced the cybernetic era, those who still clung to their humanity felt increasingly marginalized. The glow of cybernetic eyes and reinforced limbs generated admiration and envy. The promise of enhanced capabilities and abilities seduced the masses, who believed that implants would take them to the next level of evolution. However, as time went by, a seemingly harmless political group began to gain power and ascend in society's ranks. Initially, they advocated for technological advancement and promoted assistance for those who couldn't afford cybernetic implants. But as they infiltrated positions of power, their true face was revealed. Led by a charismatic and Machiavellian leader, the group began using the information gathered through the implants to control the population. Society quickly turned into a cyber dictatorship, where privacy vanished and any semblance of free will was suppressed. Citizens became slaves to their own implants, fearing that they could be deactivated at any moment and turned into crippled puppets controlled by the technocratic elite. Protests and riots erupted throughout the city. Those who had opposed cybernetic implants from the beginning no longer seemed like conspiracy theorists. Chaos took hold of the streets as the police, equipped with implants that granted them superhuman abilities, brutally repressed any attempt at resistance. Amidst the disorder, a small, highly radical and clandestine rebel group united in a final desperate act to free the population from technological bondage. They decided to infect the central servers with a virus that would destroy all cybernetic implants, liberating the city from the dictatorship. They knew there would be a high price to pay for those who had ignored the warnings for years, those who had mocked the technological skeptics. The virus spread like an uncontrolled fire. It affected not only individuals, but everything connected to the network, which was practically everything. Televisions, appliances, public transportation systems, all collapsed in an unprecedented wave of chaos. The society that heavily relied on technology regressed in the blink of an eye, returning to a state similar to the pre-technological era. Panic gripped the city. People felt disoriented and lost, not knowing how to function without their implants. The streets were filled with voices shouting, mixed with the sounds of sirens and the metallic clanking of useless prosthetic limbs. Only a few individuals, those who had chosen not to subject themselves to technology, remained fully functional, but their voices were silenced by the majority who blamed them for the catastrophe. The city, once a symbol of human progress, had turned into a technological graveyard. The failure of technology created by humans was evident, and the consequences of its unbridled worship were marked in every dark and abandoned corner of NovaPrime. As the city sank into darkness, a new struggle began. Survivors joined forces to rebuild their society and find a balance between the technological and the human. They learned from their mistakes and strove to find a more sustainable and mindful path to the future. In the shadows, a glimmer of hope shone. The memory of the cybernetic era and the technological dictatorship remained as a constant warning, reminding them that unchecked progress without consideration for the consequences could lead to self-destruction. And so, having learned their lesson, NovaPrime would rise again, forging a new path where humanity and technology would intertwine in harmony, always remembering the price they had paid for forgetting their own humanity.